morning, everybody. Welcome once again to Thursday Trivia. Got a nice audience here today for those of you tuning in at home. Susan Chinzak, I'm talking to you. If any of you want to join us sometime, come on down. We got donuts, coffee, juice, anything to make a welcome environment, and we hope you have a lot of fun when you come. I'm your host and the Quizmaster, Mike Brever. We have a nice audience here today once again. Let's get started, shall we? We always begin with our birthdays of the month. Paul Halbrick on the 7th, Eileen Olin and Richard Kneedler, birthday twins on the 10th. Arlie Kapp right here. Tim Shawy on the 15th, a set of birthday twins. Steve Horvath on the 16th. Margaret Shawy, how about that? Husband and wife only 2 days apart. Margaret Shawy, Linda Gallus, and Joanne Llewellyn on the 17th, birthday triplets. First time ever that I remember during trivia. Liz Roosh on the 18th, John Bach on the 30th, and Leanne Byther on the 31st. Happy birthday to all you birthday kids, and if you see them this month, be sure to wish them a happy birthday. Let's start, shall we? Our first topic today, we're going to take a look at the Academy Awards. We just had them on TV a couple of months ago. It's always a highlight of the entertainment industry. A lot of fun for everybody. The Academy Awards of Merit, commonly known as the Oscars or Academy Awards, are for artistic and technical merit for the film industry. They're presented annually by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science in the United States in recognition of excellence in cinematic achievements as assessed by the Academy's voting membership in the United States. We all know what the one is in England, right? Anybody know? BAFTA. BAFTA, British Academy of Film and Television Artists. I think that's what it is. But yeah, BAFTA. So the Academy Awards is only in the United States. The major award categories are presented during a live televised Hollywood ceremony, typically held in February or March. It's the oldest worldwide entertainment awards ceremony. The first Academy Awards presentation was on May 16, 1929, at a private dinner function at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel with an audience of about 270 people. I think Douglas Fairbanks actually hosted it for a close-knit circle of his friends, only 270. So it's kind of a private affair in the beginning, but it's of course grown significantly since then. The post-awards party was held at the Mayfair Hotel in 1929. 15 statuettes were awarded honoring artists, directors, and other participants. The ceremony ran for 15 minutes. Boy, how about that? Huh? 15 minutes for the whole Academy Awards. It takes longer than that for the host to say hello nowadays. But yeah, 15 minutes for the first one. The Oscar statuette, officially the Academy Award of Merit, is given to winners of each year's awards, made of gold-plated bronze on a black metal base. It is 13.5 inches, 34.3 centimeters tall. It weighs 8.5 pounds, or 3.8 kilograms, and depicts a knight rendered in Art Deco style. The major awards are presented at a live televised ceremony, commonly in late February or early March, following the relevant calendar year and 6 weeks after the announcement of the nominees. My question to all of you. Only one set of sisters have each won an Academy Award for leading actress. Who were these sisters who have each won the Oscar for Best Performance by an Actress?
Olivia
de Havilland.
Caulfield? The Gabor sisters?
Not the Gabor sisters. Olivia de Havilland is one.
Joan Caulfield?
No, not Joan Caulfield. But Joan is the correct first name.
Joan Fontaine.
Joan Fontaine for Hitchcock's Suspicion. Olivia de Havilland, of course, for Gone with the Wind. Sisters. Unlike the Gossip Sisters, and what are their names? They never got along with each other, but I think these two were actually friends with each other. So there you are, Olivia de Havilland and Joan Fontaine, both won Best Actress. We're going to move on. We're going to take a look at 1960s TV shows. This particular show was on from 1963 to 66. Any guess?
No.
No? It 3 years.
Is it a soap opera?
Not a soap opera. No, it was a half hour. He played a congressman. She was his au pair. They eventually ended up falling in love and getting married. He was a widower. No? The Farmer's Daughter. Anybody remember The Farmer's Daughter? Oh, man, okay. All right, well, there you have it. From 1962 to 71, this graced our TV screens.
That's a long time.
Who was Michael somebody?
Could be. I don't know. I know the show.
Wagon train?
Not Wagon Train.
Rawhide.
Not Rawhide. My dad used to hate this. When I was growing up, he'd say, oh, horses in the living room again. It's, you know, these were Western soap operas almost. My dad would come home from work, and he actually had 2 jobs. He was a professional musician, in addition to working at the post office. So most nights he'd come home, grab supper, and he'd go out and play a dance job somewhere. My dad was, he felt he was cursed in life. He was born in 1915. He learned the trombone. He was a 50-year member of the Musicians Union. He really thought he'd be the leader of bands. Well, by the time he became an accomplished musician, guitar was the leader of bands. But when he was growing up, it was Glenn Miller and all the rest of that. At any rate, he'd come home, he was exhausted, he'd eat dinner, he'd sit down in a rocking chair in front of the TV, promptly fall asleep. If we tried to change the channel to something that we wanted to watch, he'd wake up. So we learned to turn the volume down, change the channel, turn the volume back up, and he slept right through it. No guesses?
The Virginian?
Yes, the Virginian! There you go, the Virginian. This sitcom was on from 61 to 66.
Hazel.
Hazel, absolutely, Hazel. 65 to 68.
Doctor.
No.
Dragnet.
It kind of like that, though. This man was dying.
Oh.
Ben Gazzara.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Good New York.
You're too young, Jerome. You don't remember these.
I was born in '64.
Oh, maybe you do know that. Maybe
No,
you
I
do
know I was a kid.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure why he was doing this. If he was looking for a cure for his ailment or whatever. Nobody?
The Fugitive?
Not The Fugitive, although that was a great show. Richard Kimball looking for the run-armed man. This was Run for Your Life. He was dying of a terminal disease, and I don't know, he traveled the world. I don't know if he was looking for a cure or if he was trying to solve the world's ills. 66 to 71.
Family Affair.
Family Affair! It's actually still on.
Yeah, still
now. A Prime or Netflix or something like that. But it's still on now. The stupidest show in the history of television.
I know it ain't Herbie.
It's not Herbie. No.
My Mother the Car?
Yes! My Mother the Car! My Mother the Car!
My mother the car.
There you go. A guy's mother was reincarnated as a car. And, yeah.
Oh, God.
Remember, though, this was at the same time as the Talking Horse was on TV. So
Mr. Ed.
and Mr. Ed. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. 63 to 66. He was a millionaire police captain solving murders. He had a private chauffeured limousine in spite of the fact that he was a police captain.
Boy, you're really stumping us.
Nothing? Nothing? Burke's Law. Anybody remember Burke's Law?
Sure.
Okay, we got 1, 2. Okay, there we go.
Jane Barry?
Yeah, there you go. 67 to 68.
Well, I remember the faces. I do too.
The guy Ben? Not Ben.
No, very simple title.
Benjamin.
But the guy.
Very simple title. He and
What?
she. He and she. That was the name of the TV show. He and she. As you can see, it lasted for 1 year. Not a highlight of the television industry. 64 to 69. This was an evening soap opera. You all know the name.
Silence.
The name of the show is synonymous with overly dramatic soap operas now? One of the stars ended up marrying Frank Sinatra. She was about 40 years his junior. It lasted about 3 weeks, I think.
Oh, what was the name of the artist?
Peyton Place.
Oh.
Anybody remember Peyton Place?
Oh,
Oh yeah. It was a story that never ended. You could actually miss a month and miss none of the show. Just tune in whenever you got a chance. 64 to 67.
That's Robert Lansing. I know that the actor, but
This was a TV show based on a very famous movie that starred Gregory Peck. Nothing? Where were you guys in the six? What?
High Noon?
No, but High's in the name. High Noon was a Gary Cooper
12
western.
o'clock high.
12 o'clock high.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
12 o'clock high. 67 to 69. Smothers Brothers.
Tommy and Dick?
Smothers Brothers. What's the name of the show?
Comedy
Yes, Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. Actually, one of the first times that a hit show got taken off the air because they were too political. It was the beginning of politics and TV, and TV didn't care for it too
Some
much.
people didn't
They
like
were
it.
gone, just like that.
Familiar?
Who am I?
Oh, Gilligan's
Sit right back and you hear a tale of a fateful trip. I always wondered why every time they needed something. Remember, they went for a 3-hour tour, and yet anything they ever wanted, they had. Thurston Howell III had millions of dollars in a suitcase. The professor had all kinds of scientific gadgets for a 3-hour tour. They never ran out of clothes. They had more suitcases than you could shake a stick at. Which show am I? Bonanza, absolutely. This is only from one of the first 2 seasons, I think. Adam Cartwright left the show, Pernell Roberts. Forget what he went off to. He thought he was going to be rich and famous, but he kind of faded into the background after that. Bonanza, who am I?
Wagon train.
Wrong time.
Now wait, yes, Rawhide, one of the famous movie actors of our era, Clint Eastwood. This was the show that gave him his start. Starred as Rowdy Yates, if anybody remembers that. It was a show that went on for I don't know how long was it on. No, I don't have how long it was on.
Still on grit.
But it's like they never came into a town. They were always in the prairie moving cattle. Never got to settle down.
You'll see
If
it.
anybody gets this, I'll be very, very impressed. 64 and 65.
Is that Alfred Hitchcock?
Nope, not Alfred Hitchcock.
Looks like Walter
You're thinking he's Alfred Hitchcock? That's Walter Brennan.
Oh.
He was out of character for this. This was not how you normally would depict
Is
him.
that Walter Brennan?
Yep, it is.
Tell by the smile, by his dental work.
Anybody?
Let's see, the other guys, I recognize the face, but can't put a name to it.
The Tycoon.
Oh,
Anybody remember the Tycoon? I don't either. To tell you the truth, I don't either. It was another one of those hugely successful shows that no one remembers anymore. 65 and 66. Young teenage girls fell in love with him overnight. Overnight they fell in love with him. My sisters thought he was the best thing that ever happened to TV. He's an outlaw. The Legend of Jesse James. Anybody remember that?
Well, not that version.
I did not. I did not
We're all
either.
too young for that.
66 to 67. Well, that's it. We're all too young. That's right. 66 to 67.
Star Trek.
Not Star Trek.
No,
Lost in Space?
Not Lost in Space.
Space Cadet or something.
Not Space Cadets.
Crazy astronauts.
It's about space. It's about time. It's about space and another time.
Time
Nobody?
travel.
Space.
No,
Time
nobody?
travelers or something?
It's about time?
Oh.
No, these were time travelers. U.S. Astronauts who got stuck in a time loop or something, and they travel around time in the universe. This is actually a picture from the movie that the TV show was based on. The TV show lasted 1 season. The movie was a relatively big hit, actually.
Was it like Giant?
Nope, not Giant.
Not-
This is actually Henry Fonda, who starred in the movie. The Rounders. The Rounders. Remember we talked last week, we were talking about Jane Fonda last week, an anomaly about Henry Fonda, one of the greatest actors of our era. Starred in more movies than anybody can remember. His son made more money from Easy Money. Easy Rider, rather, from Easy Rider.
Peter Fonda
Than
and Jack Nicholson.
Peter Fonda made more money from Easy Rider than Henry Fonda made in his entire career. It was an anomaly of how
69.
money changed Hollywood at that time. Oh my!
My favorite Martian.
My favorite Martian, there you go. And the last one, 64 and 65.
Looks vaguely familiar.
Nobody? The Baileys of Balboa? Anybody remember that wonderful show?
Heard of that?
No? All right, well, it was the Baileys of Balboa. There you have it. We're going to move on to our lightning round. May is National Older Americans Month. We're going to see how much you know about older Americans. Which president designated May as National Older Americans Month? Which president?
Ronald Reagan?
Not Eisenhower. It was after him.
Reagan?
Before him.
Carter?
I'm sorry?
Carter?
Nope, not Carter. Before him.
Let's see who we got.
It was, in fact, the Democrat.
Johnson.
Not Johnson. Before him.
Kennedy.
Kennedy! JFK in 1963 designated May as National Older Americans Month. How many Americans aged 65 and older by percent live in nursing homes? Age 65 and older.
42.
By percent? No, much less than that.
30.
Much less than that. Much less than that. We're going to go with that. It's 3.6%. 3.6% of older Americans aged 65 and older live in nursing homes. In our case here, that would be on the 4th and 5th floor. Skilled nursing is what this is referencing. It would be on the 4th and 5th floor. I'm sorry, the 3rd. Yeah, the 4th and 5th floor here. 4th and 5th floor. What is the percent of older Americans that are facing at least one chronic condition? This could be a heart disorder, arthritis, osteoporosis. What is the percent of older Americans that are facing at least one chronic health condition?
75%.
Sorry?
90.
100.
Not 100.
75.
It's a little bit more than that, less than 100. 80%. There you go. 80% of older adults are facing at least one chronic condition. Raise your hand. Anybody fall into that category? Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm diabetic. I have high blood pressure. I also have a permanent partial disability, but that's not counted in this. What is the number within a million of senior citizens living in the United States that live in poverty?
A number?
Yep, within a million.
Within a million.
So
A million.
Senior citizen.
More than that.
4 million.
Well, we said within a million, so you're close enough. 5 million. 5 million senior citizens in the United States live in poverty.
I wonder how current that statistic is.
The federal government provides subsidized housing. They provide it for people that have certified disabilities, and they provide it for senior citizens. How much of that subsidized housing is occupied by senior citizens versus people with disabilities? And this would be a fraction.
2%.
A lot more than that. A lot more than that.
60.
Less than that.
50.
Less than that.
20.
More than that.
30.
Close enough. There we go. It's a third. Roughly 33% of the people that live in federally subsidized housing are senior citizens. The rest are people with certified disabilities. What is the leading cause of death for people over age 65?
Heart attack.
Well, it used to be
Heart disease. Heart disease. What is the second leading cause of death?
Cancer.
Yes, cancer is the second leading cause of death. Within the last decade, what was the third leading cause of death?
Ask the question again.
Within the last decade, what was the third leading cause of death? Roughly 11.3% of the deaths were by this. COVID, absolutely. So 22% have heart disease, 17.6 from cancer, and 11.3 from COVID.
That's high.
That's high.
According to the CDC, 35% of seniors die every year as a result of what?
Falls.
Fall, absolutely. Frankly, and I'll tell you this because keep it a big secret now. I was out gardening on Sunday with my wife, and I pulled out the lawnmower from our shed and I put it on. We have a little basketball court in our backyard. I set it there, and then I'm pulling things out of the shed, and I forgot the lawnmower was there. I fell and I cracked a rib. Which was actually a good thing. If the lawnmower hadn't have been there, I might have hit my head on the asphalt pavement for the basketball court. So a cracked rib versus a concussion, I'll take it any day. So there you have it. It is, in fact, a fall. What is the percent of senior citizens that are the victims of elder abuse? 10? Who said 10? There you go. It's 1 in 10. 1 in 10 senior citizens are victims of elder abuse, which is defined as an intentional act by a caregiver that causes physical, psychological, or emotional harm. At what age, according to Pew Research, at what age does the typical baby boomer claim that old age begins?
70.
Less than that. I'm sorry, we had 75, what?
70.
A little bit older than that.
Yeah.
So you're between there, we're going to go with that. It's 72. According to Pew Research, the typical baby boomer claims that old age begins at 72. I'm 71, so I'm still not old! There you go!
Or reluctantly admits.
So therefore, the fall I had the other day wasn't as a result of old age. So it was a result of just being clumsy. What is the percent of Americans who are age 65 or older? The percent of Americans that are 65 or older.
55.
Much less than that.
32.
Much less than 32.
13.
There you go. How did you know? It's 13%.
Really?
Spot on. 13%. By 2030, that will increase to 18%. I bet people get close, but spot on, 13%. There you go. We're going to move on. One of my favorite topics for trivia. Finish this quote. The great Groucho Marx, born in 1890, passed away in 1977. He was the American comedian, actor, writer, and singer who performed in films and vaudeville. In early films, it was old vaudeville stars that they brought up and took them out to Hollywood or actually New Jersey was where early films were made. But after that, then they went out to Hollywood. But it was the old vaudeville stars who were your first stars. He made 13 feature films as a team with his brothers who performed under the name the Marx Brothers, of whom he was the third born. Also had a successful solo career, primarily on radio and television, most notably as the host of the game show You Bet Your Life. His distinctive appearance carried over from his days in vaudeville, including quirks such as an exaggerated stooped posture. I would do this better, but my side hurts me. Spectacles, a cigar, and a thick grease paint mustache, which later he actually grew a mustache. These exaggerated features resulted in the creation of one of the most recognizable and ubiquitous novelty disguises, known as Groucho glasses, a one-piece mask consisting of horn-rimmed glasses, large plastic nose and bushy eyebrows and mustache. The team of see, there you go, my fat fingers again. I actually do type a lot of this myself, and fat fingers get in the way. You'd think there'd be autocorrect, right? Maybe I typed it right and autocorrected. That's what we're going to go with. Autocorrect change, and I didn't bother to look. The team of brothers made two of their Broadway hits, The Coconuts and Animal Crackers, into movies. Other successful films were Monkey Business, Horse Feathers, Duck Soup, and A Night at the Opera. Throughout his career, Marx introduced a number of memorable songs, including Hooray for Captain Spaulding, Hello, I Must Be Going, and Animal Crackers, Whatever It Is, I'm Against It, Everything Says I Love You, and Lydia, oh Lydia, the Tattooed Lady. Nobody knows these songs? Or go on YouTube when you go home and listen to Lydia, the Tattooed Lady. It's typical Groucho Marx. You will absolutely love it. The nom de plumes and the double entendres are fabulous. Marx's 3 marriages ended in divorce. His first wife was a chorus girl, Ruth Johnson. They were married from 20 to 42, actually 22 years. He was 29, she was 19 at the time of their wedding. His second wife, Kay Marvis, 45 to 51, nee Catherine Diddig. Marx was 54, she was 21. We're seeing a pattern here, aren't we? At the time of their marriage, they had a daughter, Melinda Marx. His third wife was an actress, Edna Hartford, from 54 to 69. Actually, he was married a good portion of his adult life, just not to the same person very long. He was 64, she was 24. There you go. At the time of their wedding. Finish this famous Groucho Marx quote. While money can't buy you happiness, it certainly lets you choose. While money can't buy you happiness, it certainly lets you choose. Nothing? Not even a guess?
How to be unhappy.
I gotta kill 2 minutes yet, so we're just gonna have to sit here and wait. While money can't buy you, I'm sorry? While money can't buy you happiness, it certainly lets you choose.
Your sadness?
You're close. You're very close. It certainly lets you choose. I can wait as long as you can.
Unhappiness?
You're both, we're going to take a look because you're both on the right track. While money can't buy you happiness, it certainly lets you choose your own form of misery.
Misery.
There you have it. We're going to move on to our next question. Adam Osborne, one of my very favorite people of all time. Born in '39, passed away in 2003. He was the British-American author, software publisher, and computer designer who founded several companies in the U.S. and elsewhere. He introduced the Osborne 1, the first commercially successful portable computer. This actually looks very much like the first computer I worked on. I worked on a K-Pro. A K-Pro had a flip-up keyboard. It weighed about 30 pounds.
They're called luggables.
Luggables, that's right. They called it a portable because it had a handle on it. You'd hurt your side if you carried it too much. 2 floppy disks. It was a great computer, though. Released in April of '81, it weighed 24.5 pounds, cost $1,795. Just over half the cost of a computer from other manufacturers with comparable features, and ran the popular CPM 2.2 operating system. At its peak, Osborne Computers shipped 10,000 units of the Osborne 1 per month. Osborne was one of the first personal computing pioneers to understand fully that there was a wide market of buyers who were not computing hobbyists. The Osborne 1 included word processing and spreadsheet software. We've talked about this before, though. Your smartphone today, there's more power in this smartphone today than there was available to the scientists that put a man on the moon in the late 60s. It's just shocking what's happened to computers over time. Adam Osborne's experience in the computer industry gave his new company credibility. Osborne Computing Corporation advertisements compared Adam Osborne's influence on the personal computer to Henry Ford's influence on transportation. Osborne was a member of Mensa. He married and divorced twice, firstly in the mid-60s to Cynthia Geddes, an American, and later to Barbara Zelnick. Osborne had 3 children, both former wives, and all his children survived him. Osborne became fabulously wealthy with the invention of the Osborne 1. However, he is just as famous for the Osborne effect, which led to the bankruptcy of his computer company. What is the Osborne effect?
Knockoffs.
Not knockoffs.
Good, good.
Your
Competition. I mean,
not competition either.
Overexpansion?
Kind of. You're starting to be on the right track there. Expanding too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I'll second that.
Lockup,
I'm sorry?
lockup, where the machine just locks up.
No, so a glitch of some sort, a software or a hardware glitch, no, that's not it either. What is the Osborne effect? Should we take a look?
Sure.
At the height of the success of his computer business, store shelves were full of Osborne 1s waiting to be sold. Adam Osborne announced the development of the Osborne 2. People stopped buying the Osborne 1, and the company went bankrupt because he had extended himself so far to create the Osborne 1s, and there was no longer a market for it. As a result of that, the Osborne 2s weren't able to help him financially because no one bought them. The company went bankrupt. He announced too soon that he had the successor machine ready to go, and it drove him out of business. People now know to be quiet. Let's move on, shall we? We're going to take a look at McDonald's. Founded in, do you see the synergy of all these topics, how they all tie together? Just one after another. They lead into each other. McDonald's, founded in 1940, the American multinational fast food chain. Founded as a restaurant operated by Richard and Maurice McDonald in San Bernardino, California. They rechristened their business as a hamburger stand and later turned the company into a franchise. Franchising is where all these companies really made their business. Selling the ability to open another store. That's how they all got fabulously well. They didn't make money by selling burgers. They made money by selling the name McDonald's to people who wanted to be in business with them. The Golden Arches logo being introduced in '53 at a location in Phoenix, Arizona. In 1955, Ray Kroc, a businessman, joined the company as a franchise agent and proceeded to purchase the chain from the brothers. McDonald's is the world's largest fast food restaurant chain, serving over 69 million customers daily in over 100 countries and more than 40,000 outlets as of 2021. Actually, that looks pretty good. I'm getting hungry. McDonald's is the world's second largest private employer with 1.7 million employees, second only to Walmart. As of 2022, McDonald's was the sixth highest global brand valuation. French fries are the largest selling item, followed by the Big Mac. 2 old beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame seed bun.
Yeah.
Sesame Street, yeah. I used to be at PBS. McDonald's predominantly sells hamburgers, various types of chicken sandwiches, French fries, soft drinks, breakfast items, and desserts. In most markets, McDonald's offers salads and vegetarian items, wraps, and other localized fare. McDonald's menu is customized to reflect the consumer tastes in their respective countries. Restaurants in several countries, particularly Asia, serve soup. This local deviation from the standard menu is a characteristic for which the chain is particularly known. In Germany and some other Western European countries, McDonald's sells beer. New Zealand, McDonald's sells meat pies. McDonald's New Zealand does the Georgie pie. In Greece, the signature hamburger, Big Mac, is changed by adding...
Tzatziki sauce.
I'm sorry?
Tzatziki sauce.
Tzatziki sauce? Okay, tzatziki sauce, and packaging it in a pita. My question to all of you, what does McDonald's serve in the Philippines that is unique to the Philippines and caters to their special culinary tastes?
Squid?
Noodles.
Not squid.
Noodles.
It is noodles, but it's incorporated into a meal.
Sort of like ramen or
I'm sorry?
something like ramen?
Nope, not ramen. It's actually identified more closely with a different culture,
Um,
a European culture.
Like Italy.
Spaghetti?
Like Italy. What?
Spaghetti?
Mixed spaghetti! Mixed spaghetti! The meat sauce can be ordered with a side of McDo fried chicken as well. Mixed spaghetti in the Philippines. There you have it, everybody. That's our show for this week. I want to thank my producer, Scott McFerrin, my executive producer, Evan Riegler, my artistic director, Lauren Kolbush, my content director, my wife, Mary Beth Brever, and I want to remind you of my favorite actress of all time, Betty White. She passed away a couple weeks short of her 100th birthday. Late in life, she was well known for her words of wit and wisdom for friends and family alike. And my favorite was that absolutely everybody should get 8 hours of beauty sleep every single night. Unless, of course, you were ugly. In that case, you should get 9. If you're ugly, get 9. There you have it, everybody. That's our show for this week. I'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.